Hi, this is Christian Cantrell for Watch Report, and today I want to show you the Seiko SBQJ015. This is actually one of my favorite watches. Gets quite a bit of wrist time. I've had it for some time now. Finally gotten around to reviewing it. Sorry it took so long. The reason I really like this watch is that it's both functional and it's very handsome. Almost a formal watch. Not quite, but compared to what I normally wear, it comes across as being almost formal. And the reason I say that is because, you know, this is a marathon T-SAR, which is something that I'm very fond of and I wear quite frequently. But it's a big chunk of a watch. I mean, you can look at the two of these next to each other. It's a big tool diver, and it's supposed to be big. It's not a criticism. It's supposed to be big, and it's supposed to be bulky, and it's supposed to be imposing, and it's supposed to be heavy, and it is all those things, and I love it because of all those factors. But sometimes you just need something nice and light and a little more subtle to wear under a shirt or whatever the case may be, and that's really where this watch comes in. But it's still quite functional. It's not all about looks by any means. It's not all about being unobtrusive. It's also extremely functional. So let's take a look at some features. It's a titanium case and bracelet, which means it's very, very light. So you probably don't quite get the sense of how different these watches are just from looking at them, but this Marathon is stainless steel and it's very big and heavy and bulky, and this titanium case and bracelet makes the Seiko just incredibly lightweight. Titanium has a tendency to scratch fairly easily. It's a very light metal, it's a very strong metal, but it's a somewhat soft metal when compared to stainless steel, so it has a tendency to scratch easily. But not this watch, because it's treated with a method that Seiko calls Dia-Shield, which makes it essentially scratch resistant. And you can see, and I say scratch resistant as opposed to scratch proof. You can see the clasp has, you know, a scratch right here, but the bracelet and the case itself are pretty much free of scratches. They might see some smudges on them, but they really have no scratches to speak of, and this watch has gotten quite a bit of wear. So it's nice and stays sort of nice and shiny, but still very lightweight. You still get the lightweight nature of titanium, which is nice. Sapphire crystal, so the scratch resistance of the case and bracelet also, of course, you get with the synthetic sapphire crystal. Perpetual calendar, which is very important to me. I don't necessarily wear this watch on a day-to-day basis. I don't wear it, for instance, to the gym or while I'm running or something like that. I tend to break it out when I just want something lightweight and convenient. So it's nice when I take it out, I don't have to worry about setting the date. It's a perpetual calendar, so the date is always correct. It has a 10-year battery, which also contributes to its usefulness as being sort of an occasional watch that I pull out. Since it has a 10-year battery, I don't have to worry about pulling it out and seeing it as a dead battery and having to pick something else. It's the date's always correct and the battery's always working. Has a GMT hand, which is fantastic. So you can use it to track multiple time zones. The hour hand is independently adjustable. I'll go ahead and show that to you now. If you pull the crown out here to its first position, you can adjust the hour hand. You see that's not moving the 24-hour hand, it's moving the hour hand. That enables you to change the time very easily as you travel east to west or west to east, forward or backward, while your GMT hand, your 24-hour hand, stays on your home time. So that's how GMT watches traditionally work. Pretty much all the best ones that I've reviewed anyway work in that fashion, including one of my favorites, which is the Rolex GMT Master 2. This has a very high accuracy movement. It's a movement known as the 8F5, the 8F56 is the movement in this watch, which is extremely accurate. It's rated to give or take 20 seconds a year. That's not a month, that's a year. That's typically what you get out of a standard quartz watch per month. Usually you get 15 plus or minus per month with the standard non-atomic, non-thermocompensated quartz movement. And this one is good to about give or take 20 seconds a year. So that's quite good. That's a very accurate quartz movement. Water resistance to 100 meters, which is about 330 feet. Now in a diver watch, you know, if you look at something like my marathon here, you wouldn't think much of 100 meters. But for a watch like this, 100 meters is actually very respectable. It's you know, sort of a bit of a formal watch. It's a travel watch. It's not meant for swimming and diving and those types of things, but you still get pretty decent pressure proofness out of it. Again, it's very manageable in terms of size. It's about 40 millimeters from across, and maybe 44, I would say, including the crown. And it's maybe, if you include everything crystal and case back, maybe 10 millimeters high. And I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like when it's on. We have a push button folding clasp here. And when I put it on here, you'll see that it sits very, very nicely on my wrist. The link adjustment worked out nicely. I was able to get the clasp right in the middle. It sits very nicely and stays in place. It sort of curls around my wrist here and fits very nicely. It being titanium, it rides and wears very light and very nicely. It's very, very comfortable. I like the fact that the bracelet has a little bit of polish to it. It's a brushed bracelet, but it has a little polished column down here. See if I can get a good shot of it here. There you go. Which gives it just a little bit more shine, a little bit more bling. I'm really not into particularly blingy watches by any means, but it's nice in a more, you know, formal watch to maybe have a little bit of shine to it. I don't mind it at all. You have drilled lugs here, or sometimes called pierced lugs, which you can take advantage of to easily pop that spring bar out and throw on any kind of bracelet, or in this case, it's probably going to be a strap that you like. Some people are very fond of, you know, throwing leather straps on something like this. A watch like this is pretty versatile. You could throw a leather strap on it. It would look great. You could put some kind of a NATO strap on it. That would actually make it look a little more military, and with the red GMT hand, that would actually be a pretty slick look. I like the bracelet. I'm into bracelets, so I didn't change it out. I like the being able to take watches off very quickly or put them on very quickly, and bracelets facilitate that kind of thing. And the last thing I'll say about this watch is that it's very readable. You can see with the black dial, you get nice contrast with the hands, with the indices, with the 24-hour hand. You know, something else actually that I'll say about this watch too is that the 24-hour hand is noticeable, but it's not too noticeable. It's sort of unobtrusive, which is really what you want, because when you throw 4 hands onto a watch like this, it starts to get a little busy. And you really have to think about the design if you want to make your 24-hour hand both functional but also not distracting. And I think that Seiko really pulled it off with this model. So this is an excellent watch. This is a keeper. It's not going anywhere. It's not sold in the US. They're getting a little bit more difficult to find overseas. I'm not seeing them around as much as I used to. I don't know if stock is dwindling or what's going on, but if you like this watch and you see one, you might want to go for it. They're getting a little difficult to find, but it's worth it if you find one and pick it up. I don't think you'll be disappointed. So thanks for watching.